Hello, welcome to another episode of Rudy's Electronics Lab. Today we are in Japan, Tokyo. I'm here for working a couple of weeks, and I want to show you a little bit around in Akihabara, which is the center of electronics of Tokyo. Tokyo is an amazing place when it comes to electronics anyway. Two of the impressive things that I saw here, for example, were a cesium beam atomic clock, for example, and I also saw a very nice piece of optics. It is a very high quality lens with a numeric aperture of 0.92. So that type of quality of lenses is used for a lithography machine, and the lens is weighing slightly over a ton, I believe. So yeah, that is amazing type of stuff that you don't get to see anywhere. Why are we in Akihabara? Akihabara is also known as Electric City, and this is really where the electronic center of Japan is. So in terms of a little bit of history, there's a fantastic sources on history that I'll link in at the end of this video. But this neighborhood, during the time that Tokyo was still Edo city, it was outside the city gates that developed a marketplace. From about the year 1900 on, the marketplace also had electric components like switchboard and cabling, because the electric lights were being introduced. And then it developed into a place where components also for electronic devices like radios were traded. Public radio was coming in here, and building a radio itself out of components like tube and transformers was way cheaper than buying a ready-made radio receiver. So a whole market developed here in terms of components and people that specialize in assembly these components together for you. And after the Second World War, the whole area revived here, and then it also became like a large black market for military components that people started to use, make civil radios. Then we had the consumer electronics coming. We had the color, the black-white television of Sharp, I think first sold there in 1953. Color television, VCR, Walkman, you name it. And when that type of home appliances kind of faded away, then the personal computer took over, and then basically the game and the anime and the manga and all what it is, game consoles. So it continues to be a very thriving, attractive neighborhood here. But I want to go to the origin here. We're interested in electronics and test equipment, and that's the interesting part. Some of these kind of original stalls, the soul of the neighborhood is still here. So I'm going to try find some of the component shops, but also trying to find some of the shops that are doing test and measurement equipment. I'll leave the best part to the last. I found a shop with measuring equipment really crazy. You'll see it at the end of the video. But we're starting here with where it all started, and it's kind of right behind me. You can see it under this elevated railway. There is the little stalls, which is called the Tokyo Radio Center. So we're going to go in there and find some stuff, and then we're going to go to the Tokyo Electric Market, I think it's called. That's 5-story buildings with also all these tiny little stalls. Now let's go and see what we can find here today. Here we see, for example, a whole collection of multimeters. There's a lot of Japanese brands, obviously, Yoki, etc. We got Fluke, we got Kyoritsu, I believe, some other stuff, and quite interesting as well, thinking to take one home, a whole set of basically measurement devices that do logging type of functions. I think for a fraction of the price that you would find them basically in Europe or on the internet. And some interesting power readers I've not seen before. There's a lot of radio transceivers basically here as well, just to give you a bit of an impression of some of the stores we're walking by. And actually, if I'm right, we got some bigger ones over here. We got the IC7300 of Icon that I'm actually having myself at home as well. Yeah, very wide offering antennas. You find a lot of shop with components like crazy, and all types of tools. And some of the more specialized stores will basically have all types of transformers in store. We got some huge ones over here, and it basically won't stop. Here we got some really heavy 3-phase connector here. The tragedy as well that like every year more and more of these stalls are closing, probably never to come back, at least in their original role. Now we still have some store here with components, as you will see here. You can still grab all the components as you like, and we got like a fair choice of nice capacitors and stall with switches and the like. And we got even some more transformers here, and from some more CB radios and portophones, we're getting into some of the larger type of component stores here, as much as your heart desires. Okay, the next one's be the Tokyo radio department store. So they got like all the different floors and all different stalls in there. So I'm probably going to do it with some pictures. It's going to be a bit hard of walking around the whole place with all the elevators, etc. But one of the really original places. There we go. Okay, now we're going to see the real interesting stuff. We're going to test the measurement equipment, and the shop where I want to go is on my right hand side, and we already got a little hint here if we look at one of the display windows, and the actual shop is going to be slight little bit more to my right here. So this is it. It's called Keisokuki Land, if I got it right, and here we got all the cool stuff inside. A glimpse of the first inside of the shop. We see a Tektronix, Keysight, well-known brand, a couple of scopes. There's a scope that I also got myself, some Japanese brand. We got O1 and Sigland nicely together. They're different brands, but they look as if they're part of the same brand. Sanwa, a lot of multimeters, insulation testers in the beginning of the shop. Kyoritsu, reviewed a couple of things also on my channel. Yokogawa, the nice vertical shape oscilloscope you see there. Rigels, a bit older stuff I think, GW Instack, and finally Hioki, Fluke, and I think some more Japanese brands. And this is just the front part of the shop, some nice stuff. The best is still to come. Focusing on some new device in more detail, the Tektronix wave generator, I think that can adapt itself to the load or predict how the load is. Funny little thing, GW Instack test set. A lot of calibration stuff that I haven't really seen before. A digital multimeter was pretty nice design, haven't seen it before too as well. There's a lot of lugging type of instruments. Here we see some Hioki models, a couple of smaller ones as well. I even saw more advanced ones. We got very small luggers that we can basically mount somewhere close to an installation. Here's a device, actually I didn't even know what it is. It's a 4-channel, 4-phase voltage and power meter. And actually here we got the predecessor, which is in the second-hand pre-use stuff, but I'll get to that in a moment. Because in this shop the real stuff only starts when you go into to the back. Here some of the people actually doing some repairs here. We see 2 Roden and Schwartz spectrum analyzers, if I'm not wrong. And just looking a little bit around in the second part of the shop where all the pre-used equipment is incredible. They're rack after rack after rack. And you see each of these devices is accompanied with boxes with all the accessories with it. None of that is really cheap. Oh, here we see a Andritzo 3700A, I think. It's 8 times the price that what I paid for is when I did a quick check there. In a moment we're going to look at some of the devices that I saw in more detail, but it's simply amazing. I never saw a place where all this type of stuff is simply laid out just before you. Looking at the offer in a bit more details, we see here a whole stack of power supplies and loads as well. Here we got another rack with power supplies. I guess, heavier stuff. I think if you really look for a specific old device, then you go here. Oh, a high frequency amplifier. I think it does like up to 100 watts of power, up to half a gig, a precision amplifier.
We got signal analyzers of all types of different brands. We got a couple of more. Anritsu right here. And these are a set of Rohde & Schwarz SFV signal analyzers. Vector network analyzers, also quite broad offering. Here we see some Keysight models. We got a broad offering of a signal generator, especially audio generators and audio analyzers. Also a couple of brands I wasn't so aware that they make test equipment, like Kenwood, for example, over here, or Panasonic. We see an audio analyzer. And here a signal generator by Anritsu, much more expensive than I bought it for. And next to it actually a frequency counter, almost similar as one that I recently reviewed on my channel. For sure, we also have telecom and telecom protocol analyzer of all sorts and types. And we see here in the left corner an RF capturing device that can capture up to 1 gigahertz and record it. Of course, also oscilloscopes. And here we see a Yokogawa with the quite particular vertical casing. We see other models. We see Keysight, Tektronix, LaCroix, Wave Runner came across in the shop. And also a lot of specialist equipment. I didn't even know that what it was or that it existed. This is a dynamic strain amplifier. I had to go and look it up. But basically this is a multi-channel amplifier that you use with strain sensors that apparently come in all different sorts and types. It's a whole market in itself, apparently.
Alright, we're coming to an end now. I've also been trying a store called Classic Components, and that used to be the biggest tube supplier and associated component here. But it's totally gone. I was at the right address. There's another company there now, and there's nothing left to be found. So we gotta leave that one, and I gotta get back to work. But I hope you enjoyed seeing something of Akihabara, and I hope you ever have the chance to come by yourself and check out some of the stalls here. See you on the next episode on Rudy's Electronics Lab.